Don't choose vegan. Languishing in the hospital is your choice vacation.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Climate change is catastrophic. Climate change is today. The atmospheric greenhouse gas concentrations are accelerating like never before. Recent research just published a couple of weeks ago, atmospheric carbon dioxide is now the highest in 23 million years.
Dr. Peter Carter, vegan. There is a solution to climate change. Part 1 of 2. Continue watching to learn more.
Goeiedag, caring viewers, means hello in Afrikaans, one of the languages spoken in Namibia. The free-spirited people of Namibia wish that all beings will soon wake up and adapt the vegan diet to save the planet. Welcome to part 1 of our 2-part series, Dr. Peter Carter, vegan. There is a solution to climate change, part 1 of 2. Peter Carter, MD, has been involved in climate change research for several decades. In 1993, he founded the Canadian Association of Physicians for the Environment and in 2009, the Climate Emergency Institute. Dr. Carter is an expert reviewer for the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, and the co-author of Unprecedented Crime, Climate Science Denial, and Game Changers for Survival. This highly renowned speaker, he has given presentations at scientific and climate change conferences around the world. On today's program, we present excerpts from an interview with Dr. Peter Carter conducted in November 2020 by Roger Hallam, co-founder of UK-based global environmental movement Extinction Rebellion. Dr. Carter begins by discussing his current work as an expert reviewer for the IPCC.
Presently, I'm reviewing the 6th assessment of the IPCC. And previously, I reviewed the big IPCC report of 2018, which had a huge impact. Suddenly, it had a huge impact on the world, the 1.5 degree C report, because it was following that everybody suddenly clicked and realized, oh my gosh, we are in a climate emergency, in an unprecedented Earth emergency. We're in an emergency of our climate and an emergency of our oceans. This is not a big challenge. This is not one of many challenges. This is the challenge. This is the challenge for all of humanity.
According to the United Nations State of the Global Climate 2020 report, 2011 to 2020 was the warmest decade on record. Greenhouse gas concentrations are at an all-time high, ocean temperatures are increasing, sea levels are rising, and weather extremes are occurring more frequently. Dr. Carter is deeply concerned.
So everything's accelerating, everything's at record high. In a nutshell, everything's getting worse faster. We have a great United Nations Secretary General called Antonio Guterres, and for the past 2 years, he has been repeatedly making public statements in which he has told the truth about climate change science. His first statement, which was his famous statement, climate change is an existential threat to the survival of life on Earth, particularly including humankind. I've been calling it for some years the terrible truth, and the terrible truth gets honestly more and more terrible. The global surface temperature increase for the first 6 months of this year, 2020, is 1.3 degrees C. Now, it is generally acknowledged that 2 degrees C is out of the question catastrophe. So the scientists have all switched, and I commend them for it. It's just been great to see how everybody has got together and agreed that the danger limit is 1.5 degrees C. Today we're at 1.3. A world at 1.5 degrees C is a disastrous world, no question. 2 degrees C is an impossible world. The scientists acknowledged earlier in the year that global surface heating is accelerating. Climate change is catastrophic today. That's one of many reasons to put a target of 0 in a matter of years. Absolutely right. None of the other targets are going to prevent a global climate planetary catastrophe. They will not, because the atmospheric greenhouse gas concentrations are accelerating like never before. Recent research just published a couple of weeks ago, atmospheric carbon dioxide is now the highest in 23 million years. That's insane. That's absolute climate crazy. We are increasing the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere faster than in the past 40 million years.
We'll take a moment now to thank the Nobel scientists who are raising awareness about the critical state of our Earth. We'll be back after this message. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. No to Vegan. Join the Hale Resident Club for free. Welcome back to our program. According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, ocean surface temperatures have been higher in the past 3 decades than at any time since record-keeping began, and the amount of heat the oceans have absorbed has reached unprecedented levels.
The world's leading expert on ocean heating, who took the trouble to work out how many Hiroshima bombs would need to be exploded to be equivalent to the amount of heat that we've added to the oceans. A few years ago, it was 3 Hiroshima bombs per second. It's now 5 Hiroshima bombs per second. And that's real. That is the real amount of energy that we're adding mostly to the oceans. And today, rather than responding on an emergency basis, we're not decarbonizing. The rate of decarbonization has actually slowed in the past few years. So we're doing things worse instead of doing things better. We've lost the Great Barrier Reef. That's been rather obvious for a few years. The Great Barrier Reef suffered its 3rd major bleaching in 5 years. Nothing like this has ever happened before to the Great Barrier Reef. The Arctic. Yes, the scientists have told us for years and years and years that the Arctic's crucially important to the entire planet. What they've said is what happens to the Arctic doesn't stay in the Arctic. That's now become a sort of famous statement. And they've explained that if the Arctic sea ice melts away, then we're in big, big, big trouble, because we're looking at hundreds of square miles of Arctic sea ice reflection cooling the Arctic and the northern hemisphere and the planet as a whole. We're looking at that switching from a cooling to a warming, as the open ocean has the best or biggest capacity for absorbing heat on our planet. The NOAA, the U.S. National Ocean and Atmospheric Administration, publish an Arctic report card every year. In 2016, they said, with a long chapter with great illustrations, that the Arctic permafrost, warming, thawing, and emitting, had switched the Arctic from a carbon sink to a carbon source. So this is Earth catastrophe news. This is Earth catastrophe, actual, not modeling, actual scientific finding today.
Dr. Carter stresses that the situation is extremely urgent. Unless we take immediate action to halt climate change, the future of humanity is in jeopardy.
It's now the survival of our children, not grandchildren anymore. We're looking at children the world over, and I stress, not just in the poor, vulnerable, most vulnerable developing world. Oh, no. In the United States, definitely in Europe. All the scientists agreed on this for many years, that at the absolute latest, global emissions must decline fast from 2020.
To halt potentially devastating effects, Dr. Carter recommends that greenhouse gas emissions be reduced to zero as quickly as possible.
This is not only the only right target, it's the only target which gives us a chance, a fighting chance, the only target which gives our children hope. It's a must that the whole world aims for this target in a united and pretty aggressive way.
Scientific evidence shows that raising livestock causes more global warming than all forms of transportation combined. Supreme Master Ching Hai frequently reminds us that the fastest, most effective solution to climate change is widespread adoption of the organic vegan lifestyle.
We now can see how imperative it is to stop the warming of the planet with the greenness of all green policies and actions. The most compassionate, the most heroic, the most life-saving action. That is the vegan diet. Organic vegan, to be exact. Adopting a plant-based diet can halt as much as 80% of global warming, eradicate world hunger, stop war, promote peace, and it will free up the Earth's water, as well as many other precious resources, offering a lifeline for the planet and for humanity. In short, it will very quickly halt many of the global problems facing us right now. Therefore, it is vital that we change our lifestyle. It's very easy to do it. Setting a noble example for others to follow.
Our deepest gratitude goes to our most gracious Supreme Master Ching Hai for her wise and timely words. We pray that all people quickly adopt the compassionate, noble vegan lifestyle to protect the lives of future generations. Gentle viewers, thank you for your company today. Please join us again on Monday, November 1st for the concluding episode in this series. Coming up next on Supreme Master Television is Food Empowerment Project, The Power in Food Choices with Lauren Ornelas, Vegan, Part 3 of 3. We wish you ever greater wisdom and compassion as you steadfastly pursue your spiritual journey. For more information about Dr. Peter Carter and Climate Emergency Institute, please visit www.climateemergencyinstitute.com. For more information about Extinction Rebellion, please visit extinctionrebellion.uk. One can hardly have virtue if one enjoys meat meals and feasts. Saint Basil the Great Vegetarian.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/PE.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/PE.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/PE.
Műsoraink sok nyelvet tartalmaznak. Kérjük, tekintse meg itt suprememastertv.com/schedule és suprememastertv.com/PE.